Bibliophiles of the internet, my name is Adriana and welcome to 2015 on my channel, and today we are here to do a book haul, but it's not a Christmas book haul. Technically, the last thing that I just said is kind of a lie because I did get a few books for Christmas and those will be at the very end of the video, but 90% of the books that I'm going to show you I accumulated over November and December just because I wanted them. So it's an end of the year book haul. Also, if for some reason you are concerned with my book buying habits, you should probably know that in the month of December I either donated, sold, or gave away like 50 or 60 books from this bookshelf behind me, so I got rid of way more than I bought. With all this preamble being done, let's get straight into it. The first two books that I want to show you I didn't spend any money on because I got them from PaperbackSwap.com, which is a US website where you can trade unwanted books with people all across the country. And the first one is Haunted by Chuck Palahniuk. I love Chuck Palahniuk and I've been wanting to read Haunted for so long because a good friend of mine from a creative writing class a couple of years ago kind of did like a book report type deal on this, and it sounds fascinating and horrific and right up my alley. So this book is comprised of 23 short stories and they're all creepy and twisted and disgusting, and I can't wait. And the second book that I got from Paperback Swap was The Hard Goodbye by Frank Miller, which is the first book in the Sin City graphic novel series. I have been wanting this book for so long because my main girl Penelope from Penelope's Picks, link in the description, always talks about this graphic novel series and how much she loves it, and I trust her, and I also love the movie, so I'm like, this needs to happen. Look at that. Oh man, this is gonna be so good. I beg you, look at it. Look at it. And the first book that I bought myself is this edition of The Never-Ending Story by Michael Ende. I have read The Never-Ending Story many times from this used library copy that my father bought me, but I really wanted to get this new edition because I've been wanting to reread it so badly. And I really don't want to say too much about the synopsis of this book because I feel like The Never-Ending Story should be common knowledge, but it's about a boy who gets sucked into a fantasy book essentially and becomes the hero of the story. And it's awesome. The next two things that I bought were mangas, and they were the first two volumes in the Heroic Legend of Arslan series by Yoshiki Tanaka and Hiromu Arakawa. This series was the December read-along for the BookTube Manga Club, and also it sounded really friggin' awesome, and also it was co-created by the author of Full Metal Alchemist, so you know I had to buy these. Plus, this series is chock full of battle scenes and action, and it's so good. Next, I have a book that I've already read and talked about on my channel, and that is Safekeeping Some True Stories from a Life by Abigail Thomas. And this is a creative nonfiction book wherein Abigail Thomas explores some of the memories in her life that have made her who she is today. It's really engaging, relatable, and so well written, plus it's very short, so I highly recommend this book if you want to get into nonfiction. This next book that I have, I am so ready for, and that is Ancillary Sword by Anne Leckie. This is the sequel to the epic sci-fi space opera hit Ancillary Justice, which was amazing, BT dubs, if you haven't looked that up. So I will definitely be reading this one soon, and I am incredibly pumped. The next four books that I'm going to show you I bought off of Book Outlet during their Black Friday sale, so that was a thing. The first book that I bought off Book Outlet, would you believe it, is this hardcover edition of The Beginning of Everything by Robin Schneider. And I've been wanting to buy it and put it on my shelf ever since I read it at the beginning of 2014, but I could never justify it, and I really wanted this hardcover version because of reasons. And this roller coaster embossed on the hardcover itself is all of those reasons. So needless to say, I was incredibly shocked when I saw this book on bookoutlet.com and there was only one copy, so I snagged it up right quick. The next book that I bought off Book Outlet was book 5 in the Mediator series by Meg Cabot, which is called Haunted, and conveniently this is the next book that I have to read in the series. As I've said many times on my channel, this series is about a character named Suze who can interact with the souls of the dead, and basically it's her job to solve their unfinished business so that they can move on to the next stage in their death, whatever that may be. I love this series. I'm eager to continue continue it and hopefully finish it this month, so that's why I got this. I can already feel a lot of people getting hype on the other side of the screen now that you see this cover that I'm holding up next, which is Mistborn: The Final Empire by Brandon Sanderson. I don't want to say too much about this book because I'm pretty much the last person on BookTube who has yet to read this series, but obviously I'm looking to change that in the near future, hence why I bought it. So get used to this view because this is gonna happen soon, I hope. And the last book that I got from Book Outlet was Among Others by Jo Walton. I didn't even know the author's name, I was just guessing. I'm not sure whether this book falls more into sci-fi or magical realism or maybe both, but I heard about this title from Elizabeth at Books and Pieces, who is my SFF queen. But I do know that the main character in this story loves sci-fi books, so I love that meta aspect. That is something that drew me in. The next two books that I got from the Book Depository, so that's exciting. And the first book that I got was The Strange Library by Haruki Murakami. This is one of his newer stories. It's very short, it's in this little hardcover, and this, I don't know if you can tell, is not an image on the cover. It's actually one of those old checkout cards that used to be in library books. This is a short illustrated story about a boy who goes to a library and gets lost and trapped within it, and then some really weird things happen to him. And the second book that I bought from Book Depository was this edition of Burial Rites by Hannah Kent. I'm sure that many of you already know what this book is about, but basically it's about the last woman in northern Iceland who was sentenced to execution for murder. So I'm pretty sure that this book catalogs the end of her life as her execution date draws nearer, and I've heard really, really great things. This next book was a Christmas present to myself, and that is Talon by Julie Kagawa, which is the first book in her new series. And as you might be able to tell from the scaly texture of this book and from the dragon, it's about dragons. More importantly, I'm pretty sure it's about dragons who can turn into humans, so my body is ready. Truthfully, I don't know too much about this book, but I did read Julie Kagawa's Blood of Eden trilogy last year, and it was fantastic, and I really want to read more from her, but I do know that the underlying cover of this book looks like this. Also, have you seen the inside flap? Seriously, dragons, I am about this life. And the final book that I want to talk about before we get into the Christmas gift portion of this video is this ARC I won off Goodreads of The Fangirl's Guide to the Galaxy by Sam Maggs. And basically this book is exactly what it sounds like. It's a comprehensive guide for people who want to join certain fandoms or who want to understand fandom speak with terms like canon and feels and I can't, and where the origins of all those terms come from. And also, more importantly, this book is all about reclaiming the word fangirl, because in recent years it's become somewhat of an insult. It's because geek girls are seen as lesser than geek guys and we're not taken seriously, and the word fangirl is often used to undermine somebody or make them feel insignificant or like less of a fan. So this is just about being proud about being a geek and loving what you love and not apologizing for it, which I think is great. And now I'll start the Christmas portion of this book haul by showing these amazing Christmas cards that I got from BookTube friends. This adorable card with the holiday jumpers was sent by Shelly from CollyoftheWobbles. I will link her channel in the description. This card was so sweet and thoughtful, and it was her way of spreading holiday cheer. I already personally thanked her, but Shelly, if you're watching this video, thank you again so much. I really appreciate you sending me this. And this card with the adorable little Christmas tree was sent by Penelope from Penelope's Picks. And her message inside was so sweet as well, about how she's really glad that we discovered each other's channels and that she can't wait to do more buddy reads with me. And girl, you know, hit me up. Whatever book you want, whatever genre you want, we are gonna do it. And her card also included this awesome Harry Potter bookmark, and I've already used him to hold my place in a couple of books, and let me tell you, he does his job well. Again, I've already personally thanked her, but Penelope, if you are watching this video, thank you so much. And now we move on to the actual books that I was given for Christmas. The first two are both by Benjamin Alérez Sáenz, who is my favorite author that I discovered discovered in 2014, and he has such an amazing literary repertoire, and I really want to read more of his books, so I just randomly chose these. This one is Everything Begins and Ends at the Kentucky Club, and this is In Perfect Light. I thought I would mention both of these together because I really don't know what they're about, but they're both standalones and they're both by Benjamin Alere-Sayen, so I know they're going to be amazing. And the last book that my parents bought me for Christmas was The Dream Thieves by Maggie Stiefvater, which is the second book in the Raven cycle. I read The Raven Boys in the middle of December and I absolutely loved it. I was sucked into the story and I was really entranced by Maggie Stiefvater's amazing writing. So I knew that I wanted a sequel and I wanted it now because I am going to be reading this book very soon. That is a promise, not a speculation. And my final Christmas gift was from my sister, and that was this edition of Norwegian Wood by Haruki Murakami. And if you're thinking that my sister is really cool and a really great gift giver and so insightful and she can read my mind, she asked me to pick out a book and then she bought it for me, which I know just kills the romance of Christmas, but I'm really happy. From what I can tell, this book is about a main character who hears the infamous Beatles song and his memory is instantly transported back to his first love. And I really think that Murakami writes love and pain and sorrow and heartbreak so well, so I think this is going to be an amazing book. And this is not a book, but my sister also bought me these magnetic mustache bookmarks, which I think are just the funniest things ever. And something that I also thought that a lot of you would appreciate is something that I bought for myself for Christmas, and that's this backpack. Let me just show it to you. It's an Attack on Titan backpack. This is the Survey Corps logo, and this is just one of the coolest things that I've ever bought myself in my life. So I'm really happy to be representing my love of Attack on Titan on campus. I just can't even handle looking at this right now because it's awesome. Also, did you notice the bomber jacket? Because that was also a Christmas gift. Hey! And now we're just exploring the philosophical question: when you start showing regular things on your book hauls, is it even a book haul anymore? If a tree falls in the forest and no one's around to hear it, does it make a sound? So this book haul is probably obscenely long by now. Thank you if you're still watching. Thank you if you watched the entire thing. And let me know in the comments down below if you have read any of the books that I showed today. And also if you celebrated any holiday in December and you got a book as a gift, please let me know which books you got and which ones you are most excited to read. So that's all I have for my end of the year book haul. Thank you so much for watching this video. I really hope that you enjoyed it, and I will catch you on the flip side of the page. Bye. Whew. Oh my God. What? We are starting the year off right here in 2015 at Perpetual Pages. Professional vlogger right here. Guys, I'm so tired. I'm so tired.